if the teaching feels right, make that teaching your own, even if the one from whom you learned it doesn't feel right. But a lot of times, the universe is very, very compassionate and very forgiving. And it very frequently sends perfect teachings through very imperfect vehicles. And just because the vehicle of the teaching doesn't feel perfect to you, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't benefit from the teachings. And so take the teachings, take the Dharma, but that doesn't mean that you have to take them as a package. It's like, for example, if you have a math teacher in school on a much simpler level. You have a math teacher in school who may have been a horrible person. Maybe they shamed people and belittled people. Maybe they even hit people in class. God knows what they did. But for whatever reason, they had a very particular ability to help you understand long division. Maybe you never had been able to understand long division. You get in that class and boom, even though this teacher is a horrible human being, nonetheless, he or she has been able to make you understand long division. Well, that's great. Now you take that awareness of long division, you move into your next class. Doesn't mean that you have to stay with that teacher. Now, the only point, though, to be aware of with that, when we're talking about spiritual teachers, when we're talking about gurus, is the word guru literally means one who removes the darkness and brings light. Now, that sounds like something really beautiful, right? Here we are living in darkness. Here comes this being who's able to remove the darkness of our ignorance, remove the darkness of our suffering, remove that darkness we live in, of illusion, bring us light. Sounds like a win-win situation. The dilemma is, a lot of us are actually attached to our darkness in very interesting ways. You think about kids. When it's bath time, and that young child is about to get put in the bath, we have a very interesting universal phenomenon. And kids get naked, parents take their clothes off, the kids get naked, and they then proceed to run, screaming, through the house, not getting into the bathtub. And parents proceed to run after their naked kids throughout the house, trying to convince them to get into the bath. They are, in some very interesting way, attached to that dirt on their skin. Same thing happens, interestingly, with us. You'd think that we would be so excited. Oh my God, a guru. Thank God my metaphoric dirt, my darkness, my ignorance, my illusion, my ego, thank God it's going to get cleaned. But most of us aren't. We may be in theory, but when it actually comes to that scrubbing of the ego, of the ignorance, of the illusion, a lot of us rebel. A lot of us rebel. I don't feel right. You're not the right one. You don't know what you're doing. You're this, you're that. Because it's a lot easier to judge and condemn and criticize the guru than it is to actually allow our egos and illusions and ignorance to get washed away. Now, that doesn't mean, though, that everyone claiming to be a guru is right. And so this is where it's an interesting balance that's really required of deep self-reflection. There absolutely are people there who shouldn't be there. There are people there who are not playing the role properly. There are people there who are not embodying it with integrity, with light, with truth. And of course, you don't want to stay in those situations. But you also want to be careful about that noise, as you say, inside. Is that the noise of really an incorrect guru? Or is that the noise of my ego going, no, 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 no? And that only you can answer. If it turns out that it's really not the right guru or guide, that really they are not one who is bringing light to you, then leave. But keep the teachings. Because if those teachings are working for you, they're yours. Any dharma, any good spiritual teaching is taking us into ourselves. I always say that the role of the guru is not about shining the light on the guru. The guru shines the light on you. And so if you feel that light, see that light, experience that light within yourself, that's yours. Is it really wrong? Or is it just rubbing my ego the wrong way? Is it shining a light on a part of me that I don't really want to see? And so a lot of times it's a lot easier to just say, wrong path, wrong guru, wrong mantra, wrong this, I got to find another place. As Pujya Sadhviji, my guru, always says, we all have an internal GPS system that guides us. You just have to listen to it. Have faith in it. That light is within you. Follow it.